Honkai Star Rail is an almost 2.5-year-old gacha game, and to be honest, starting a gacha game that far after its release can be pretty intimidating. But a week ago, I decided to give Honkai Star Rail another shot long after its launch. I've played gacha in mobile games for years, and when Star Rail first came out, I tried it for a week or two, but a lot was going on in my life at the time, and I dropped it. So, what made me want to start again now? My favorite gacha game is Fate Grand Order, mostly because I'm a huge Fate fan. When I heard about Star Rail's Fate collab, I was interested, but I wasn't ready to commit to another gacha game at the time. A few weeks ago, though, that itch to play something new came back. Someone told me that Saber and Archer were still available, and that their banners hadn't ended yet. The second I heard that, I downloaded the game again and started a brand new account. I went in basically blind, and honestly, it's been a great experience. I've really enjoyed my first week. It's funny though, once I started playing, my YouTube was suddenly filled with videos about all the issues and controversies surrounding Star Rail. So today, I want to share my honest impressions after a week of playing, the positives, the negatives, and what stood out to me. If you're a longtime player curious about what a new player thinks 2 years after release, or you've been feeling down on the game lately and want a bit of fresh perspective, stick around. I'll be documenting my journey as I go, hopefully all the way to the end game, where I've heard a lot of the game's problems start to show up. Without further ado, my name is Julian, and this is a new player's experience with Honkai Star Rail in 2025. Right away, I was surprised by how seemingly deep the combat system is. There are tons of turn-based gacha games out there, but Star Rail's battles feel layered even from the very beginning. I especially love how ultimates work. Being able to use them between turns adds a nice layer strategy that keeps combat feeling dynamic. When I started, I got 2 free 5 stars just for finishing the tutorial. Archer and Dan Hang Permansor Teray? I don't know if I got that one right. Both have been incredibly strong and fun to use. Archer's chainable skill combos are flashy and rewarding, and Dan Hang's buffs and shields keep my team alive while dishing out some damage. It's clear right away that the characters here have very distinct playstyles, which makes me excited to keep collecting and experimenting, which brings me to my first negative. Yes, we do. Here we go. Saber. Come on, Saber. Nope. Purple. The gacha system in this game has been a bit rough for me. It's the same setup that all Hoyoverse games use. You've got the 50-50 pity system, where you have a 50% chance to get the featured character, and if you lose that, the next 5-star is guaranteed to be that character. One nice thing though, the pity does carry over between banners. So, if you lose the 50-50 on one character, the next banner guarantees the featured character on your next 5-star. Now, I also play Zenless Zone Zero, and while that system isn't perfect there either, it somehow feels a little better than it does here. In Zenless, characters feel a lot more complete right out of the box. Here, not so much. Star Rail is a turn-based game with teams of 4, so there's less an individual character can do compared to an action game. But light cones and eidolons seem to have a huge impact on certain characters, which incentivizes investing harder into one character rather than spreading out into multiple characters. As a new player, it's tough. I really want Saber, I already lost my 50-50, and I'd love to grab her light cone as well. But there are just so many other cool characters I've seen in events that I want to pull for. Another thing I've noticed is how synergy-focused this game is. And honestly, in most gacha games I play, I have a hard time justifying rolling for a character I don't actually like, even if it makes my other team stronger. On the bright side though, I've been surprised by how many 5 stars I've managed to get overall. Besides the 2 free ones from login rewards that I mentioned earlier, the new update dropped a bunch of tickets and a free 5-star selector exchange item from the shop. I went with Ruan Mei, though it was really hard to pass up Topaz. But that's just how I'm feeling right now. I'd love to know what you guys think about the gacha. Let me know down in the comments below. On the positive side, the amount of content in this game is amazing. The story alone is huge, but there's also exploration, side quests, and events. And I love that old events are archived, so new players can still experience them. One of my favorite events so far was this Uma Musume style one, where you raise a dragon creature. It was really cute and surprisingly fun. I always feel like I have something to do in the game, but not to the point of being overwhelmed. I still haven't done the Fate event yet. I've heard mixed things, but I'll save my opinion for that when I've actually played it. An awesome event that just started is Currency Wars, which is basically a TFT-style auto-battler. This mode has a lot of depth, and is honestly such a fun addition, especially for new players like me. You can recruit any character in the game, which means you get to experiment with all kinds of team comps, even if you don't actually own those characters on your account. On top of that, the rewards are great. You earn a bunch of crystals just for playing, and from what I've seen, it looks like this might be a semi-permanent mode instead of a limited time event. It's cool to see such an in-depth game mode that I can play outside of going through the story. I'm really looking forward to diving deeper into it and seeing how far I can get. Now, let's talk about what might be the most important part of this game, the story. To my surprise, I've really been enjoying it. Normally I skip through gacha stories outside of a couple, but the writing here has kept my attention. The main cast, the MC, March 7th, and Dan Heng really play off each other well. I also got attached to the Belobog characters, and I actually missed them once we left that planet. That sense of moving on from people you've connected with ties nicely into the story's themes of being travelers and outsiders, and sometimes even aliens. One small downside though, the main character isn't voiced often. Considering how funny some of the dialogue choices are, it's weird that they don't speak more, especially since they do have a voice in battle. I've heard that they talk more in later chapters, so I'm hopeful. Also, the writing can be surprisingly funny, and I appreciate that the story doesn't always go for the happy fix-everything type of ending. Spoilers for Gerillo 6 and Belobog, but I liked that beating the final boss didn't magically solve all the planet's problems. It made the story feel more grounded, which I didn't expect from a flashy anime-style gacha game. Also, I don't know if they ever release dead characters, but please make Cocolia playable. I need that to happen. With how much negativity I've seen online about Star Rail, I've been pleasantly surprised by my experience so far. I know I probably haven't reached the parts where the major issues show up, but for now, I'm having a great time. I'm excited to keep playing and see where that first big roadblock of frustration might come. If you want to see me play live, I stream almost every weekday here on YouTube, and I'll be making more Star Rail videos soon, starting with reacting to every character trailer. I've seen a couple of them, and they're very, very cool. I'm excited to watch all of them, so make sure you stay tuned for that. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you guys have any thoughts, tips, or things you want me to check out in the game, please let me know in the comments below. See you next time. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.